Madam Chair.
Very good. Senator Hawley.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Mr. Berthold, if I could just come back to you. You told me in our last exchange that a safe ticket, a digital ticket with Ticketmaster, could be sold elsewhere on StubHub, for example, right? Am I remembering correctly?
Yes, Senator.
But what you didn't say, but which is, I think, deeply relevant here, is that in order to get that digital ticket, the person who buys it has to come inside the Ticketmaster ecosystem, correct? They've got to get the Ticketmaster app because it's a digital Ticketmaster ticket, yes?
Yes, that is the same standard if I buy a ticket on from a venue that SeatGeek is the primary ticketing provider for. If I want to buy a ticket on Vivid, I then have to have a SeatGeek app in the same way.
Well, this is a huge advantage to you, though, is it not? Because if you are forcing any buyer, and we're talking about the resale market here, just to be clear. In the resale market, you're forcing any purchaser to come into your ecosystem to sign up. And I noticed, by the way, that you advertise this from your own website. You advertise that one of the advantages of the Safe Ticket digital ticket is that it will allow event owners to communicate directly with event attendees, including those who buy their ticket through resale, and allow them to engage with the attendees after an event is over. In other words, you're talking here about data. You're selling effectively the data of all of these people who have not bought direct from you. They want to buy on the resale market, but they've got to come into your ecosystem, give you their data in order to get this ticket. That's tremendous advantage to you, no?
It is, Senator, it does not quite work that way. It is our policy that if an account is established solely for the purposes of receiving a ticket, we do not use that data for purposes of marketing.
So wait a minute, they can't communicate. When you say on your website that anybody who has a safe ticket, that the event owner will be able to engage with them once the event is over, will be able to offer personalized food and beverage and merchandise offers, that's not true?
In the context of the event itself, I believe there is some ability to reach out to connect with those fans.
Once the event is over, you say?
Yeah, Ticketmaster does not use that data for marketing to individuals.
Well, how do they contact them once the event is over?
That copy may not be accurate, sir.
This is on your website.
Yeah, I'll have to look at it.
This is how you're advertising your digital ticketing to folks to event owners.
Yeah, I'll have to take a look at that. It does not sound accurate.
Well, what it sounds like is a data industrial complex. I mean, that you, a monopoly, are now forcing in the resale market. You're using your monopoly on the front end to create a monopoly in the resale market where you're forcing everybody in the resale market to come into your ecosystem effectively. Of course, you also have your own resale platform. So, I mean, basically, if they're going to have to come into your ecosystem anyway to get a ticket that they bought on StubHub, why even go to StubHub or anywhere else? Why not just come to you directly, right? I mean, this is how monopolies work. You leverage market power in one market to get market power in another market, and it looks like you're doing that in, frankly, multiple markets. You're doing it in the resale market. You're doing it with data. Mr. Grotzinger, you're nodding your head. Am I right about this?
Yeah, very much agree.
Just explain to everybody why that's significant, because you commented on this just a second ago. You said that if you had a player who could force everybody onto one platform and all consumers to put their data into one person's platform, we'd have a big problem. Isn't that what Ticketmaster's doing effectively?
Exactly, and it stifles competition completely. We were giving the StubHub example earlier. Mr. Berthold gave the example of the StubHub seller having to then transfer on Ticketmaster. The reality is that recipient needs to create a Ticketmaster account, download the app, sign in. Basically, they're forced to sign up to Ticketmaster just to receive the ticket that they bought on StubHub.
Yeah, it's when you think about it, it's really something. You're forcing everybody who just wants to get this ticket on the resale market, who hasn't bought from you, Mr. Berthold, to begin with, you're forcing them to become your customer in order to take possession of this ticket. I mean, that's really something. I mean, hats off to you, I guess, for being innovative and using your monopoly. But I have to tell you, from a competition standpoint, this really, really worries me, because this looks like a way to, again, further leverage your market power in one market to expand it into other markets. And I just don't see how consumers win out of this exchange. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Very good. Thank you. Well said, Senator Hawley. Do you want to have a closing statement here, Senator Lee? I think we end as we always do with the two of us. Please go ahead.
This has been a really helpful hearing. I've appreciated each of your comments and insights. And it is the first time we've ever held an antitrust hearing with a band member rather than a lawyer accompanying a witness. And so thank you for coming as well. This is an important issue, and it relates to a lot of things that we confront on this subcommittee from time to time. It deals with the intersection of consumer rights, consumer welfare, and our antitrust laws. And so it's very important that we maintain fair, free, open, and even fierce competition in this and as in every other space. And the reason we focus on that is because when there's competition, it does two things, both of which are very valuable to the average American. It increases quality and it reduces price. We want those things to happen. And so that's why we focus as we do on this. I have to throw out, in deference to my daughter Eliza, one more Taylor Swift quote. Karma's a relaxing thought. Aren't you envious that for you it's not? That's all I've got to say. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Senator Lee. I'll throw one other one, and that's when